Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Gravity Sports Podcast. My name is Terrence, and I'm here with my boy Ty. In this episode, we're gonna recover NBA, everything that's been going on in the NBA and the NFL. But before we start, how you doing, bro? How you doing?
Doing good, man. How about yourself, man? Actually, no, I'm not doing good. The playoffs really hurted my soul this like that's last weekend, so I really can't really say that I'm good. I mean, like the Bills really hurt my soul, but we'll talk about that when we get the chance. But I
Yeah.
guess I'm doing all right. Yeah. I guess I'm doing all right. I guess so. I don't even know what to say, really.
That's good. That's good. But we have a lot to talk about in today's episode. So I want to start off on the NBA side of things. Obviously, every a lot of stuff has been going on in the NBA. Joel
Yeah,
Embiid dropped 70 points last night. Karl Anthony Towns dropped 62. The
bro, that's
Bucks head
crazy.
coach.
On Kobe's, this is on Kobe's
Yeah,
anniversary
where
when
he
he
dropped
hit
81
81
points.
points.
Yeah,
That's crazy, man.
whole bunch of stuff been going on. The Bucks fired their head coach Adrian Griffin and are planning on hiring Doc Rivers, which is, I mean, I really don't understand it. I think he must have had to do something in order for him to get
He gotta
fired.
do something. Bro, they the second in the East, bro. That don't make no dang sense. I'm telling you, he had to do something bad, bro. I mean, I don't understand how they fired that coach, bro.
But yeah,
Um,
the Bucks, even though they plan on hiring Doc Rivers. So how do you feel about everything that's been going on with the Milwaukee Bucks, them firing Adrian Griffin and hiring Doc Rivers? How you feel about that?
I think Doc Rivers is kind of overrated, to be real. You know what I mean? Yeah, he won a championship with the Celtics in '08, but other than that, what else have he done? You know, he blown. Yeah, keep in mind, this is the same coach that blowed a 3-1 lead to the Nuggets in the bubble when he was with the Clippers. He got fired of the Clippers because of that. And then, check this out. This is the same coach that was with the Philadelphia Sixers, my team, that we blew a lead to Jason Tatum when he had no points in the goddamn first three quarters, and we still found a way for him to win. Like we never got past the second round at all with him. So to be real, I don't see what's going to change with the Bucks. I mean, maybe, but the Bucks is already a good team. But having Doc Rivers, I really don't see what's going to change. I really think that might be he got a curse, but I don't really see the hype in Doc Rivers. I mean, like I don't see nothing good with him. I mean, like every time he's in the playoffs, he always chokes, and he was the same team. He was the same person that got fired by the Clippers by blowing a 3-1 lead to the Nuggets in the bubble when you had a healthy Kawhi and healthy Paul George in the bubble, and y'all still blew a 3-1 lead. And Doc Rivers was a main part of that. So I just don't see the hype in Doc Rivers. And I just really think it's just like another what the world moves, like what the H. Like,
Yeah,
come
and to
on,
go
bro.
back on that, when he's with the Celtics, bro. Ever since that 2008 title, I think that's really how he's been getting all these head coaching opportunities because he's been milking that title for like so long now, and like
Exactly, bro.
I think that probably obviously
They
that had part that
didn't
had the
say
that had part in doing with the Bucks hiring him as a head coach. But I honestly believe if he didn't have that championship with the Celtics in '08, he wouldn't have gotten so many head coaching opportunities
he wouldn't even be a coach, to be real.
after his tenure with Boston. I don't think he would have got that many head coaching opportunities. But
Mhm.
I mean, it still shocks me that the Bucks did this. I mean, yes, defensively they're like because they went from like top 10 in defense last season to like I think they're like in the middle of the pack, or I think the lower half of the league in defensive rating because Damian Lillard, he's not really a great off. I mean, not often he's not a great defensive point guard, but
Yeah.
I honestly think the Bucks head coach had to have done something in order to get fired because there's no way they just fire him. Like especially like it's about to be mid season. Well, it is mid season actually. It's mid season and they just fired their head coach. Now they have to adjust to a whole new style of coaching. Um,
Yeah. I
Doc
just want to
Rivers.
wait.
Doc
I
Rivers, he does a
just
lot.
wait
He
to
likes
fire
he
him.
likes to run a lot of isolation plays. As he saw with Joel Embiid and James Harden, the offense was kind of like stagnant at times. So I don't know how the Bucks are gonna do with Doc Rivers, but they're in the they're second in the East right now. So I think this is continue to win games. Obviously, make the playoffs and go in to a deep playoff run.
Yeah, my take is I just think that like Doc Rivers, I just think like he doesn't know how to run like zone, and he doesn't know how to his defensive schemes that he has doesn't really work on teams that has like a lot of isolation players. Like I think the Bucks defense might get a little bit worse with Doc Rivers. Before it was average before, but then again, Damian Lillard is not a defensive person, and you lost Drew Holiday, so you really didn't have like all of the defensive keys to the squad. But then again, you still got Brook Lopez or so. So, but I just don't think Doc Rivers is a great defensive coach type of coach. So I just think that the offense might get better, but I think they're gonna let off on much more points with Doc Rivers on the lineup. I just don't.
Yeah,
I just
cause
would just
like
wait.
with
I
Doc
would just wait
Rivers.
to fire him.
Oh, sorry, you can go. My fault.
No, I just was just saying. I said I would have just waited to fire him at the end of the season. So then we have a whole off season to what's it called get more in feel with new coaching style or so. Instead of going to a whole new the half of the season with the playoffs, the second half of the season plus the playoffs, and now you got a whole new coach, so you got to adjust to help that like just like that to be able to win the finals. So that's what I had to say. But I was saying they should have just fired him at the end of the season instead of just waiting out of nowhere now, and now you got to adjust to a whole new coach and get ready for the playoffs in the same season. So
Yeah,
yeah,
because when Doc Rivers was coaching the Celtics, one thing I heard was he wasn't good at making those adjustments, like in game, say they're in like a tight game or a very close game. He didn't make those adjustments.
yeah,
He relied on his players to make those adjustments. And when he was coaching with the Clippers, a lot of players who played with Doc Rivers on the Clippers had come out and said, there was no like leadership on the team. It wasn't a lot of camaraderie going on. They weren't going to like they weren't going to team dinners or anything like that. It was just everyone was on their own basically. So
uh huh.
hopefully this doesn't happen like on the Bucks. But a lot of players a lot of players don't really have a lot of positive things to say about him. Yes, he's a good coach. He's a very accomplished coach, but some players don't think very highly of him. So hopefully this doesn't happen on the Bucks. But again, this very surprising that the Bucks have fired their coach mid season, because sometimes that doesn't really turn out well for some teams. You fire your coach mid season, then you got to adjust to a whole new coach and a whole
Nope.
new style of play. So I don't know how this is gonna work out for the Bucks, but hopefully, well, I think they should still make the playoffs. Obviously, they're second in the
Yeah, they're gonna make
East.
the playoffs. They're gonna make the playoffs, of course, but to go far in the playoffs, like third round is a if. I don't even know if they're gonna make the third round to be real. I'm scared to say in the third round, but second round is a lock. First round and second round is a lock. Third round, yeah, they go against like the Celtics or the Heat. Kind of scared for them.
Because
So
they have
and
the
then
offensive
plus,
firepower now that they got Dame, but defensively, it's just they give out the same amount of points just as much as they score. So I don't
and
know
then
how
you see
to.
that new and you see that new Heat offense now. So you know that Heat going to
Mm-hmm.
be deadly in that playoffs now. They got Terry
Yeah,
Rozier. Terry
which is what
Rozier
I want to
averages
talk about
23 points
next.
per game.
The Heat
Boy
trade
averages 23
for
points per game.
the Heat have traded for Terry Rozier. They received Terry Rozier and they sent to the Charlotte Hornets Kyle Lowry and a first round pick. But how do you feel? How do you feel about the trade for both teams?
I love that trade for the Heat. You know, for the Hornets, they said they probably going to trade for Kyle Lowry again because they don't have they can't buy him out or so. So,
Yeah,
but for the Heat on the Heat side, yeah, but on the Heat side, that's a great pick. You know, I mean, like Kyle Lowry, you know, he averaged like 12 points, and he's a starter now. So that it was time for him to go anyway. Yeah, he was one of the keys, and I guess defensively, on one of the finals and playoff runs. But Terry Rozier, he averaged 23 points per game when he was with LaMelo Ball with another pure scorer. So imagine him with Jimmy Butler and Bam and Tyler Hero. So I think the only thing that he needs now is a great center. Now Bam, like I said, don't get me wrong, Bam is a good center, but he's kind of low key too short to be a center. He's like 6'9", 6'8", 6'10" or so. And I just think they should get like somewhere a little bit more higher, like someone like Brooke Lopez to just let Bam go off at the number 4 spot. If Bam be able to go off in that number 4 spot, I'm telling you they'll be so much better and so much smoother because if Bam be able to go around the court instead of just trying to stay in the paint to get boards or get free shots or so and layups or so, I think they'll have a really good chance of making the finals again. And I really like this squad. You know, this is the first, well, not the first time, but this is a another time that the Heat is actually playing good in the regular season. Like most people know, the Heat doesn't play the best in the regular season, especially with Jimmy Butler always out or so. So when Jimmy Butler's not in, they still play pretty good. So I think they have a really good chance of still. He's really proud of them. You know?
Yeah, I really for the Miami Heat, I really love this trade. You get one of the most underrated bucket getters in the league with Terry Rozier, and you really get him for a steal. Really, all you got to do is give up Kyle Lowry and a first round pick to get him. So I really love this trade for the Heat. I'm glad the Heat were able to get rid of Kyle Lowry's contract. I think he had like a 3 year, 87, $85 million contract, something like that.
Yeah.
But for the Heat, I really think this is a good move. You definitely get some more offense added to your team. Someone who can create his own shot. Someone who he can facilitate. He can pass. He can dribble. You do everything. Now defensively, he's not really a good defender. But obviously you on the Miami Heat, so you got Jimmy Butler, you got Bam. They're a gritty
Yeah, you don't got to
defensive
worry about no
team. Yeah, you
defense.
don't gotta worry
Yeah,
about
you don't got to worry
defense.
about no defense.
Just
You don't
just
got to worry
get
about
buckets like he
defense.
usually does. Get buckets. But
That's
I
it.
really like this is a great trade for the Heat. I really love this trade.
Yeah, me too.
But next thing I want to talk about is the Pascal Siakam trade. The Pacers received Pascal Siakam and a future second round pick for um Bruce Brown, Jordan Nora, Kiera Lewis, and 3 first round picks. But what were your first thoughts on this initial trade for the Pacers? How do you feel about this trade?
For the Pacers, before I saw them lose those 2 games, I thought they was going to be contenders. But right now, I just think they just need to adjust more. I just think it's just a whole new play style for Pascal. He has a whole nother. He finally don't have to be the only one having to score. He don't have to be the number 1 option no more. They got a new star player, Tyrese Halliburton, and is Malcolm Brogdon still on that team?
Malcolm Brogdon, no, he's on the Trailblazers.
Okay, I'm tripping. I don't know
Yeah,
why. I just had a I
yeah,
had a big. I
he's on the
forgot he got.
Trailblazers. Yeah.
Yeah, I forgot. Yeah, I forgot. But yeah. Anyway, as I was trying to say, I just think they just need to adjust more. They lost like 2 games back to back. But I just think like it's still a good piece to the Pacers squad. I just think they just gotta adjust more. Tyrese Halliburton finally has like a good like center / power forward on his squad. So I just think that he just needs to like adjust to like opening the floor for Pascal much more than he is now. And right now, I see them as like a first round contender. I like the Pacers now. Even before Pascal came, they was really actually doing really good. I mean, they went to the in season tournament finals, so I don't know if people count that as a accomplishment, but they went to 1-on-1 with LeBron James in the in season tournament finals. So, but like I said, people probably don't even take that as like a stat because people will discriminate that tournament for the rest of its life. So don't know how people feel about that, but I think Pacers is a good first round contender. I really see them going. So this guy adjust more. Just Pascal got to adjust to a new team. It's his first new team in his career. So he just got to find his way to like open up the door for Tyrese. Just gotta help open the floor for him. So
Mm.
I think they'll do good. I think they'll do
Yeah,
good.
I really like this trade for the Pacers, especially for like Pascal Siakam. So, like you say, he doesn't have to worry about the offensive load because you got Tyrese Halliburton, one of the best point guards in the league. So he can really play more off the ball. Now I know he's not a really great shooter, but he's a really efficient shooter from the corner. That's one of his that's one place where he's very efficient at. And I think this is a great trade for the Pacers because you got an up and coming star with Tyrese
Um,
Halliburton, and I think now that, but yeah, I was saying, I think this is a really great trade for the Pacers because now that you got Pascal Siakam, I don't think your goal should be just making it to the playoffs. I think you should try to make a deep playoff run. And this move that they made, this is a sign showing that okay, we plan on going all in with Tyrese Halliburton. Let's go get another star to pair him up with, and they got Pascal Siakam. So now I think their goal now is to try to make a deep playoff run, or
the fact.
at least because everyone's saying they're a second round team, but I honestly think they could make the Western Conference Finals with this squad.
Really?
Now obviously defensively, they're not good defensively, but they have the number one offense in the league. They lead the league in assists, and I think they lead the league in threes, if I'm not mistaken. So I really believe that this Indiana Pacers squad can make the Western Conference Finals. I honestly believe that. And this move right here that they made, trading for Pascal Siakam, shows that they're here to contend for the title.
Fact. I like that. I like that. True. 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 Yeah, like I'd say, yeah, they could go. They could go that far, but you got to think about it. They still got the Celtics, Heat, and Bucks in the
Yeah,
way, and
obviously, they're a
they don't
step,
got
they're a step
they
down.
don't
They're a
got no
step down
they
from
don't got no
like teams.
experience,
They're a
and they don't
step
got no
down from
experience
teams
either.
like the Boston Celtics, the Bucks, the Miami Heat, even the Cleveland Cavaliers. Obviously,
And they got no experience either.
yeah, they have
Tyrese
no
never been to
experience,
the playoffs
but they're a
before
very
either.
young
So
team. But I would compare this team to like the 2021 Atlanta Hawks. That's the team I would compare this team to, because they made the Western Conference Finals a few years back. Obviously now they've fallen off. They're like they're basically mid, but I
they're
really
trash.
I think this Indiana Pacers team is way better than that 2021 Hawks team for sure.
Really?
Yeah. The way they've been playing, the number one offense in the league. They're basically leading they have an historic offense basically, and I really think this trade they made for Siakam. I think it doesn't push them over the top, but does this improve their team? Does this make this team better? Yes, it does.
Mm. Okay. Okay. All right. Just I was just saying because when you say they better than the Hawks, right? Like I said, the Hawks was like I think that was like what seed they was.
Uh, I think they were like the fourth or fifth seed, one of those. Cause
And then plus they beat
they
the
went up against the Knicks in the first round. And the Knicks were like, no, I think the Hawks were the fifth seed. Cause I think the Knicks were the fourth seed in
yeah,
2021.
they went against a great Philadelphia 76ers team, and Trey Young went off, man. So who's better, Trey Young or Tyrese Halliburton?
Right now,
No, 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 no. That team Trey versus this Tyrese.
oh, are the 2020 Hawks better than the Pacers right now? That's what you're asking.
Yeah, yeah.
Offensively, I think the Pacers are better, but defensively, I'll give that to the Hawks. I think they're way better than defensive
Really?
team. Yeah, the
Hmm.
Indiana Pacers, they have an historic. They're like one of the best offenses of all time.
Mm-hmm. True. Yeah, they went 1-on-1. I mean, the Hawks went.
They are they're
Like,
the number one. They're the number one offense in the league right now. They have the number one offensive rating in the league, and yeah, I think offensively they're better than the 2021 Hawks. But defensively, I think the Hawks have a better. The 2021 Hawks had a better defensive team than any Pacers right now.
I just think we just got to wait to the playoffs with the Pacers. I mean, like it was
Yeah,
Trey
true.
Young's first. It was the first time Trey Young was in the playoffs, so we can't really tell who's better, and we can't even tell who's if Tyrese even better than Trey Young on that squad because when Trey Young first went to the playoffs, he went to the conference finals. Will Tyrese do the same? We won't know. That's why I'm saying we probably won't know which team is better. Yes, they the number one offense, but that offense got to be all the way, got to go through all the way to the playoffs. And the Hawks use that offense and defense to get past a great 76ers team, healthy 76ers team, and a great New York Knicks. And they went to Game 6 with Giannis. So I really think and they won game 1, 2, and Trey dropped like 43. So and like I said, it's his first playoff debut. So we really can't tell which team better until we see how Tyrese does in the playoffs. He's going to be the number one option, and everybody's going to rely on him on how. I mean, yeah, we got Pascal Siakam, but still Tyrese Halliburton is still the main threat and main key to that pitcher squad. And if Tyrese doesn't go off or doesn't show that he can do what he do in a regular season to the not off season, to the postseason, then it's gonna be kind of scary for them. But hopefully they could transition easier and better than the Hawks. So basically,
Yeah. Next thing I want to talk about, I want to, the All Star game is coming up soon, so I wanted to talk about a couple players who I think deserve to be an All Star this season. Now I have a couple names here. The first one, he actually just got traded today, Terry Rozier. I think he deserves at least some All Star votes. I mean, he's putting up 23 points per game and 6 assists per game on great shooting splits, shooting 46% from the field and 38% from three. And another player is Karl Anthony Towns. He just dropped 62 last year, which we're gonna talk about later. We'll talk about that later. But he's averaging 22 points and 8 rebounds per game on great shooting splits. That's another player I think deserves some All Star votes, which I was kind of surprised, which I didn't see. But the one player who I'm really surprised wasn't in All Star contention right now, and he was just an All Star last year, is Larry Markkinen of the Utah Jazz. That's one player who definitely deserves to be on the All Star team. Now, obviously, he doesn't play for a great team; he plays for the Utah Jazz. But the Jazz, they've been winning games recently. They've been winning a lot of their games recently.
They 500. I mean, like they're literally over 500. So.
Yeah, he's averaging 24 and 8, shooting 40% from the three. I mean, that sounds like an all-star to me. I don't know about you, but that sounds like for sure all-star to me. And the last player I have is Franz Wagner of the Franz Wagner of the Orlando Magic. He's averaging 21 points, 6 rebounds, and 4 assists. Now, obviously, he plays for the Orlando Magic, but I think the people have been paying attention to the Orlando Magic this season, especially with Paolo Banchero going on. You said you like what?
Yeah, I sound like that Houston. Who's that Rockets center? I like.
Alfred Sengun.
What's his name?
Alfred Sengun. Yeah, he's in All Star contention. Yeah. I think he's 6th in All Star voting. In the West, yeah,
he deserves it. I like him. I like him. He tough.
Yeah, he's basically he plays just like Jokic. Like he's a baby Jokic. Basically, he plays just like him.
Facts. Yeah, he's tough. I really mess with him for sure.
And I also think Jamal Murray. Jamal Murray deserves to be an All-Star this season too. He's averaging 19, 6 assists and about 4 rebounds. Now, obviously, Jokic basically gets all the attention for Denver Nuggets, but if they didn't have Jamal Murray, they definitely wouldn't have won the title last season. Definitely wouldn't have.
The main person, another All-Star I cannot wait to be All-Star is Tyrese Maxey. Tyrese Maxey definitely is, I think he's adding like 22, or I know somewhere around there, 22 to like 24. And, since James Harden finally left, I finally think Tyrese Maxey finally can shine now. He can finally show what it means to be a true point guard without James Harden always hogging the ball, being a ball hogger, so doing isolations. Tyrese Maxey shows that he can get the ball around and he can get the ball to Embiid whenever he needs to. And I just think he really deserves an All-Star. And I just think that's the main reason why the 76ers is good. Embiid dominates, of course, but you got to have that one point guard to assist you and get you through to the paint. And Tyrese Maxey definitely opens the lane up for him. So I think that's the main reason why the 76ers again is over 500 again. So I think Tyrese Maxey
also the Sixers, they have great role players. I mean, they got Kelly Oubre, they got Nick Batum, Marcus Morris, KJ Martin from that Clippers trade. They have a lot of good role players on the team. Patrick Beverly, Mo Bamba. That team is complete, and they look better without Harden. To be honest, they look much better,
Much better.
much better without Harden. So I really think that Sixers team. I think this is the year they might
Go past
go
the
past
second
second
round.
round. I think this is the year. It has to be. Joel
Hopefully.
Embiid is having an MVP season. Maxey is an All Star. The whole team is playing
Hopefully.
great, and we got to give a lot of credit to Nick Nurse. Man, he has done a great job with coaching
I love him.
this team.
Definitely, definitely doing well, bro. See, that's the coach I need, man. Not no guy named Doc Rivers. He knows how to. He plays zone defense. He plays great defense, and he makes every player involved, and he gets it. I just love his game style, you know, and he's a huge piece on why we winning games to
Mm.
this day. Also, so yeah, uh,
But yeah,
yeah,
we
I like him.
and
I like David.
before we switch over to the NFL, we gotta talk about the
Yes.
we gotta talk about the NBA games last night. Just particularly Joel Embiid's 70-point game and Karl Anthony Towns 62-point game. Now, yes,
Mhm.
I know Karl Anthony Towns lost and he played horrible in that fourth quarter.
And he
But
airballed the last shot.
that's mostly part because he was basically gas going into the fourth quarter. He was tired. The coach even
Yeah.
that he put him out because he was taking so many wild shots. But I really think that I think Karl Anthony Towns is. I think he's now people have been very harsh on him, but I still think he's a top five big man in the league. Most def.
Facts.
He's
I
most
believe that.
definitely a
I
top
like
five
that.
big man in the
I
league.
like that. It's showing him. Look at him. Him and Ant is the main reason why they the number one seed right now. Like, come
Mm.
on, man. Like, yeah. I mean, like, yeah, Cat. They play Cat because like he's not dominant as Embiid and Giannis. That's why they play him so much because he's not as dominant like them. But they don't understand that Cat can shoot. That man is a shooter. That man can shoot all around the court. That man can shoot threes. That man can shoot mid ranges, and he's good in the paint too. He can get dominant when he wants to, but he doesn't choose to because he knows how to shoot, and he's like an all around player. He's like a faster Jokic. Like he's a good playmaker, but he's not as dominant as Giannis or Joel. That's why he don't get those shine on like Joel, because like when Joel scored 70 points, he was dominate the whole game, pushing Victor Wembanyama out his way the whole time. That's why people love that sport. And now people's gonna talk trash about what's it called? Cat now, because he lost now, they're gonna be talking crap about saying, well, Cat, you should have won. How you gonna shoot? How you gonna score all these points and not win? That's why they because they trying to play him like he's not dominant. So I just think that like people just play him like he's just some sissy center, and that's the main reason why people don't call him a top five center. But yeah, he's for sure a top five center, man. He's just not as dominant, but when you can shoot around the floor like that and still be good in the paint, yeah, you were good. You definitely top five in my book. I don't care.
Yeah.
Sure, bro.
Now to go over to Joel Embiid's game last night, I have a question for you real quick. Do you think Joel Embiid has passed like Allen Iverson as like the greatest Sixer of all time? Well, I don't know if you think he's the greatest Sixer of all time, but me, I think the greatest Sixer of all time is. I think it's still. Well, it really depends. Cause you can go so many ways. You got Dr. J, you got Charles Barkley, you got Iverson. Like who do you think is the greatest Sixer of all time?
God, that's hard. But first, I'm gonna go back to what you was going to say. Well, Joel is he better than Allen Iverson? I'm gonna say, hey, no, because only for one reason, Joel can get past the
Yeah,
second round.
yeah, Iverson that deep playoff
So that's
yeah.
yeah, like I said.
I
So
think
I
I
can't.
think
I
once I
can't
think
say.
once Embiid has like a deep playoff run, I think he'll for sure pass Iverson for sure.
Like I say, he can. He definitely can. But for right now, hell no. Like what's it called? Iverson was the only player in that 2001 playoffs that beat the Lakers in a playoff game. The Lakers was undefeated that whole playoff until they lost that one game in game one in the NBA Finals, and that's the only game they lost. But Allen Iverson went off. And man, dropped 40 something on their head. I don't know, say the wrong number, but I think it was like 40 something. And yeah, and of course the Lakers dominated the rest of the games. But Allen Iverson had a bunch of nobodies on that squad. and he still took them to the finals and won MVP too. Yeah, Joel did the same thing, but Joel won MVP and did nothing in the playoffs. Allen Iverson won MVP and went and beat Kobe and Shaq in the playoffs. So Allen Iverson definitely one of the best Sixers of all time. Is he the best Sixer of all time? Can't say that. Can't really know. Don't know, but really because he still got Dr. J and etc. But Joel Embiid is definitely getting up there. Definitely top five though. Definitely top five. But right now,
Top
nah,
five
he's not even
Sixer of all
close.
time.
Yeah, but definitely not the best. I mean, well, not I definitely not. Of course, not the best, but not better than Iverson. Iverson went to the finals with nobodies and beat Kobe and Shaq in the finals. So and away too. So yeah. So nah, I don't believe so.
Oh, okay, all right. So we're gonna switch over to the NFL right now and talk about the divisional games that happened this past weekend. Um, First,
Uh,
I want to talk about that Packers game. How did you feel about that 49ers and Packers game?
I'm gonna be real, bro. I'm gonna be completely honest, man. The Packers really had the game, man. They really had the game. You know, it showed that Brock Purdy can have bad games. You know, he can have bad games, and even though he has all them squads around him, they can have a bad game. But Brock Purdy actually showed that he can actually be a quarterback at that last drive. You know, and I can't even hate on him. You know, he actually showed out on that last drive. You know, it showed that he can actually be a quarterback. Do I still like him? No, but I'm just saying that like it showed that he knows how to win. Not I wouldn't even say without star people, but it shows that he can actually be capable of being a Super Bowl contender quarterback. You know, and just like showing that he did on that last drive, just showing everybody that like I do this. I can throw the ball in the rain. Don't think that I'm just playing trash at first. Don't think I can go off in the second half. Yeah, Brock Purdy actually showed us that he could actually be a quarterback. Will people believe that? No, because they're going to keep on saying that he has all these weapons around him. They have all these people around him. And so, yeah, he do. I understand that he do. But like I said, there's quarterbacks in this league that can't throw in the rain. And Brock Purdy definitely showed that he can't throw in the rain. But being a quarterback means that you can do anything. Pat Mahomes can play in the rain, snow, etc. So Brock Purdy had to show out and show the fans and show the haters that he can throw and actually show out and be a quarterback in any weather or so. And that's what he did on that final drive. Now on the Packers side, I just think that um I just think that there's nothing they need to wait. They do. They are a great team. You know, Packers fans shouldn't have their head down. You know, there's nothing wrong with losing. Y'all beat y'all was the biggest upset in the playoffs. Y'all beat the Cowboys. You know, and then y'all almost beat the 49ers. I mean, yeah, y'all almost beat the 49ers. And just because y'all lost a kick doesn't mean y'all need to put y'all head down. I know Jordan Love is y'all next franchise quarterback, and y'all have
Yeah.
many years to come. And as long as they got and as long as they got Aaron Jones, man, I think they can run it back, man, and make the NFC chip, bro. That man, Aaron Jones, was going off that playoffs, man. And he's like 29 years old. That's so crazy, bro. Aaron Jones, kid, grown man, is 29 years old. He was going off, man. So, especially that run game, if they keep that run game and they have a great future with the rookies and sophomore wide receivers or so. I really think they can run it back. You know, since Jordan Love finally got his experience now, I think they can make the NFC chip. And that's not a bad take at all. You know, I like Jordan Love, you know.
Yeah,
And he had a chance
I think for the Packers, they don't have nothing to worry about. They definitely exceeded expectations this season, especially with Jordan Love. Because now the Packers got themselves another franchise quarterback from Brett Favre to Aaron Rodgers, and now we in the Jordan Love era. And
yeah.
they shocked the world, especially like you said, they beat the Cowboys. They destroyed the Cowboys. Like, it was 27-0. I'm like, what is
Yeah,
going on?
I don't even know. Yeah, they destroyed them.
They destroyed the Cowboys.
Them, man.
But I really think for the Packers, they have nothing to worry about. Come back next season. I think the expectations are definitely going to be much higher now. Since
Oh yeah, for sure.
since they
Oh, yeah,
made
for
they
sure.
almost they almost made the AFC Championship game this season. So no NFC. I'm sorry, NFC Championship game. So I think expectations next season for the Packers are really going to be high, especially for Jordan Love, to see if he can build off of this season and to prove that, this season wasn't a fluke. So I think for the Packers, this is a step into the right direction for their team and for their franchise. And for the 49ers, they're back in the NFC Championship game once again. This is like what, the
Third
fourth,
year in a
yeah,
row.
third year in
Well,
like, yeah, four,
fourth, and
yeah,
four and
in 5 years,
and
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
5 years.
49ers, they're back in the NFC championship game for the fourth time in 5 years. I mean, that's an accomplishment itself, really. You made the NFC championship for the fourth time in 5 seasons. That's an accomplishment itself. But they're going up against the Lions. That's gonna be a really, really great game. And
Great game.
like you said, Brock Purdy, he proved to everyone that he can be a quarterback, a great quarterback in this league, especially on that last drive where he led his team for the touchdown. But um, this might be an overreaction, but I don't know how this team is gonna do if Deebo Samuel doesn't play, because he had that injury. I think it was like the what, second
Yeah,
or
he's a
third
big
quarter.
key.
Yeah, he had the injury. So
Big key. I
if
think that's the main reason. I think this might be a harsh take, but I think the 49ers could have blown them out with Debo. We wouldn't know if Debo the reason why they was down, or they couldn't score in like the third quarter or so. But we really won't know if Debo was a part of that, if he was really the reason why the 49ers was down that low. Because nobody thought the 49ers was going to be that low. But then again, like you said, Brock Purdy showed that he can be a quarterback, so it showed that he didn't need Debo to win the game. But then again, people's gonna keep on talking crap, saying, "Well, you still got Trent Williams as the O line, still got CMC, still got George Kittle." So people ain't gonna give Brock Purdy his respect. So
mm,
we just gotta just wait and see to the Super Bowl. And if he can win a Super Bowl without Debo Samuel, he definitely gonna get his respect for sure. And as a second year quarterback, imagine just coming to the league and you already got more playoff wins than Dak Prescott, and more NFC appearance than Dak Prescott, and like half of the league, bro. So that's just crazy to me. So I really think that is crazy. Coming to the league, you already got two NFC appearances and got more playoff wins than Dak Prescott, and he was in the league since 2016. Crazy, crazy, and 262 pick.
but yeah, next game I want to talk about the Ravens and the Texans. The Texans, they did get blown out, but just like with the Packers, I think this was a very successful season for the Texans. They got themselves a franchise QB with CJ Stroud. They got great pieces around it with Nico Collins and Tank Dell. Unfortunately, he got injured during the season because he was having a great rookie season until he got injured.
Yeah, Nico. I like Nico. Yeah, I like
Yeah.
Tank. He's tough. Definitely one of the
hmm
best rookies of wide receiver rookies of this generation for sure.
Yeah, but I think this is a really this like I said about the Packers. I think this was a really successful season for the Texans because no one predicted
Heck
that.
yeah, it was.
No one predicted that they would make the playoffs. Nobody predicted they would
No,
make. No, I think I think according to some analysts, they had the Texans only win like what 4 to 5 games, maybe
four
six.
games. They try to make the Houston. They think the Houston was going to be another Panthers. They always thought the
hmm
Panthers and the Houston Texans was going to be the same record.
And
So
it's crazy because the Panthers, they had a chance to pick Bryce Young with the number, not Bryce Young, they had a chance to pick C.J. Stroud with the number
CJ
one pick,
Stroud.
but they chose Bryce Young. But I'm not gonna say Bryce Young is a bust. I'm not, because
Bro.
that Panthers team was just, it was god awful. They had a old Adam Thielen as their wide receiver one basically, and Miles Sanders, he didn't, he basically fell off. Especially, like, he was like a top three running back just the season prior
Yeah,
with the
he's a
Eagles.
second string now.
Yeah,
That's
he's a
crazy.
second
He's a
string now.
second string
Yeah.
now. He's not even
hmm
the number one running back now, which is really sad. But then again, the Eagles is not
That
even
O
doing
line,
much worse. So I would.
that yeah, he had that O line protecting him. Now that he's with the Panthers, which has one of the worst O lines in the league. he basically fell off with the Panthers now. And like you said, he's running back too now. He's not even a starter no more. But going back to the Texans, like I said, I think this was a very successful season for them. They made it. They beat the Browns in the first round of the playoffs. And yes, you did. Yes, they did get blown out by the Ravens. But you know it was looking like a close game until
I
that
mean,
third
bro,
quarter.
they the number one seed. They the
Yeah,
number one seed. They the number one seed. And I just want me to talk about how when we get to it, this wants me to talk about how I think the Ravens will beat the Chiefs. Just hear me out. The only reason why I really say that is that Ravens defense is going to kill them, and here's why. No, the Ravens defense didn't let the Houston even score in the end zone. The Houston Texans haven't scored an end zone, hasn't scored a touchdown that whole game, And they was only limited to one field goal. It was like, yeah, they scored 10. It was 10 points. So they only limited to score one field goal. So that Ravens defense is definitely deadly. And now what I'm scared for is how the Ravens offense is going to be. The Ravens offense against the Houston Texans was kind of slow or
yeah.
iffy, but
They took
I
a little
guess
time to get going. Yeah, to that third
but
quarter.
then again, but then again, they had a week off. They had a week
Mm.
off, so we don't know if that was the case. But this Chiefs and Ravens game, I'm really excited for, and I think that, like I said, we just going back again. We can go back against the Texans. I think the Texans has a really good future ahead of them. I don't see nothing wrong with them. I do think they need to work on that O line a little bit because that O line was selling CJ a lot in that playoff game against the Ravens. But then again, that Ravens defense was completely deadly. They mostly blitzed like half the time or so. So then
Mm.
again, we came in. So I just think the Texans should keep their head up. There's nothing else to change. Just run it back. Just that's all you gotta do. Just run it back. Now CJ Stroud, he's a sophomore now. Most sophomores win MVPs in their second year. Examples: Patrick Mahomes won MVP his second year. Lamar Jackson won MVP his second year. So I really have a huge case that CJ Stroud can win MVP his second year, because think about it. Before he got injured, CJ Stroud was an MVP candidate. Before he got hurt for like 2 games, he was actually an MVP candidate. It was him, Brock, and
And
Lamar. They was
Lamar.
actually
Yeah.
fighting for that. Yeah, they was fighting for that MVP spot, until CJ Stroud got hurt. His odds went down. But like I said, if he was play the whole season, I think that he will have a better chance to win the MVP next year than this year. But still, MVP candidate as a rookie is crazy. So really think, and then Brock Purdy, people saying with Brock Purdy could be an MVP, and he's in his second year. But like I said, Lamar Jackson's is blocking all of them now, so we just got to talk
Oh
about
yeah.
next year now. So
Yeah,
yeah, Lamar Jackson got
he's a
all of
clear
them.
unanimous MVP for sure. He's clear.
Yeah, he got him. Yeah, it's obvious it's going to be him. I mean, like, it's clearly obvious.
But yeah, I think for the Texans, this is a very very successful season for the Texans, and I just hope they can build off this because most like upcoming teams they usually take 2 steps forward, then unfortunately they take 1 step back. But I don't think that's gonna happen with this Texans team. As long as you got Tank Dell, C.J. Stroud, and you keep that core intact, I think in the near future this Texans team should be up and coming and on the rise, and hopefully they'll be a Super Bowl contender in the near future. But the next game I want to talk about is the Bucks and the Lions. The Lions beat the Bucks 31-23. Baker Mayfield, he had that interception towards the end, but I think Baker
Man, I
Mayfield
don't
has
care, bro.
proved. I
I
think
don't
he
care.
proved, but
Yeah,
I think Baker Mayfield has proved that he can still be a good quarterback in this league. He can still be a great
yeah.
quarterback in
I
this league.
don't. Yeah, I don't care what people say, man. He threw an interception. He still had a dominant game, bro. Baker Mayfield deserves the money that he should get with the Bucks, bro. I don't care, bro. He needs him a 4 year extension or something. I think he found his next team that he's gonna stay for the next 5, 6 years too, because Baker Mayfield definitely showed that he's more comfortable on that team than anywhere else. So he deserves the money that he needs, bro, for sure.
Yeah, cause this, if he didn't succeed with this team, then I think this is basically like his last
Oh yeah,
year.
it would have
And
been over.
it would
It
have been
would have
over.
been,
He would.
yeah,
I
it
don't
would have
think
been
he would
over.
have been a starter no more. He probably would have been like another Mitch
Yeah,
Trubisky.
he would have been like a back. He
He
would
would
have
have
been
been a
like a
backup. He would have
backup.
been a backup quarterback. But I'm glad, that the Tampa Bay Bucks, they had a very, very good season, very solid season, and I think Baker Mayfield can build off of this for sure. Now, do I think they're a Super Bowl contending team? No, I don't. But I think they could be like one of those dark horse teams that gives Super Bowl contending teams a scare in the near future. Now, if the Bucks are somehow able to get some more pieces, and if Baker Mayfield keeps improving year by year, then yes, I think they can be a Super Bowl contending team. But until then, I think the Bucks for now. I think they're just like one of those dark horse teams in the NFC.
Yeah, like you wouldn't want to see them in the playoffs. Like those are the type
Yeah,
of teams like you just don't want to see in the playoffs. Like you don't want to see like, oh man, I want to play the Bucks. Like I said, and Baker Mayfield had a better season than Tom Brady last year. If you look at the stats, his record was better, yardage was better, and they passed the first round.
yeah, they beat the
And you
Eagles.
can yeah, and you consider and you can really say that Eagles squad is better than the Cowboys squad last year. So you really can say Baker Mayfield really had a better season than Tom Brady. Now, am I saying he's better than Tom Brady? No, of course not. Duh. I mean, I'm just saying that he had a better season than Tom Brady last year. Of course, Tom Brady had one of the best years of his whole career. The 2 years before, of course, but the last year, like you like again, like going back with Jordan Love. Jordan Love had a better season than Aaron Rodgers last year. And like they was in the same situation. They was in the nine. They both 9-8, and the only difference this time, Jordan Love made the playoffs and he won the playoff game. So not saying that these quarterbacks are better than their past quarterbacks teammates or so, but I'm just saying they had a better season than them. And Baker Mayfield shows and proves that he deserves money and proves that he can go back to the playoffs and give people a scare. And like you just said, I wouldn't call him a contender. I wouldn't call them a contender because I don't see them beating no 49ers. But at the same time, they'll give them a run for their money, though. And I can see them making the NFC Championship in like the next 2 years or so. It's really close. So I wouldn't even be surprised if they make it next year. So especially with that, if they add some more pieces, and yeah, for sure.
All right, and the last game, the Chiefs beat the Bills as usual. I mean, I'm not even surprised. I already knew the Chiefs were gonna win. Really, of course, they always want to hype up Patrick Mahomes, put him in the AFC Championship game, at least AFC Championship game, or the Super Bowl, or either or. But I really can't blame them. You really can't blame Josh Allen for this loss. But one person who I want to say that didn't step up was Stephon Diggs.
Stephon Diggs didn't get shoot. Stephon Diggs didn't get jack, bro.
he did not. Stephon
Disappointed me,
Diggs
bro.
did not step up the entire
He
game.
sold so
Yes,
many
I know.
times,
Yes,
bro.
I know the kicker missed that field goal, but there are some great passes that Josh Allen
It was the
threw.
whole team.
Yeah, it was the
It
whole.
was really the whole
It was
team.
really the whole
Because
team.
because think about it. Think about it. There was one play that Josh could have threw to Stephon Diggs and get like a first down or at least close to a first down. There were some plays that you can't blame all of it on the kicker. You can't blame all of it on Josh. You can't blame it was the whole team. The only part of the Bills that cannot get no blame is the defense. Yes, the defense played completely hot boo boo, but they had like 7 starters injured, bro. So you cannot get mad at the Bills. That's the only part of the team that you can't get mad at. They had no key players on that defense, and they still try to help hold Mahomes. But of course, the Bills should have scored much more. It was really the offense, the
Yeah.
offense with Josh Allen, definitely Stephon Diggs, and that kick definitely hold him. But even if they would have got that kick, Mahomes was going to go down that field anyway. It was still too much time on the clock, regardless. So either way, Mahomes was going to get down that field. He probably would have scored a touchdown, especially how trash that defense was. So it
So
was going to be over anyway.
if you're the Bills, so where do you go from here now? Do you run it back again next season? Do you try to bring in more players up out the team? What do you do if you're the Buffalo Bills right now?
I get Josh Allen some new. I get some younger receivers. You know, I mean, like Gabriel Davis, Stephon Diggs. I think that era is low key coming to an end. You know, Stephon Diggs, yeah, he's still a 1,000 yard receiver, but you gotta play better in the off. I mean, not off the postseason, man. You know, and definitely just get some more like good key defensive players. You know, yes, most of them was injured, and the Bills defense ain't that bad, but you gotta have a great backup when that part goes down. So you can't like rely on only your first string defensive players. You can't just rely on them, but they be like, oh no, they injured. Now we for sure just our defensive players just suck now. You can't have that. So you gotta have some good key players when they get hurt, you know. And the Buccaneers had some people hurt, and they still had some backups that still showed out. So really, you just got. I say just get more defensive players and just get some more younger receivers. You know, I'm just Stephon Diggs. Yeah, he's a good, and probably he could show out next year. But I just think it's time. You know, it's just time to get somebody younger. You know, Josh Allen can still be the quarterback, and the offensive coordinator is definitely better than before. Definitely, they was on a 5-game win streak with them, so the offensive coordinator is good. And just got to get some more defensive players, you know, and then some younger receivers. I'm not worried about the O line. The O line definitely was solid the whole game. And yeah, just get some more defensive players. That's really all I say. Get some younger younger receivers, definitely younger receivers.
Okay. Now for the Chiefs, for Patrick Mahomes, 6 AFC championship games in his 6 years as a starter.
Crazy,
that's an insane
crazy, bro.
That's an insane
Just
stat.
imagine you just come into the NFL, you going straight to the championship game. That's like gotta be the most insane stat ever.
Year
bro.
after
That's
year after year. It's crazy. It's really
And then it's
insane.
back to back to back, bro. It's one
Right.
thing if you go every year, but when it's back to back, like the Chiefs literally hosted every single AFC game except this one that's coming up. So basically, Patrick Mahomes hosted the Kansas City had hosted 5 AFC games. That got to be the most ridiculous stat of all time. Imagine this. Oh yeah, AFC Championship is going to be in Kansas City again. Like what, bro? That's so crazy, dog. They got to be so crazy.
I think Patrick Mahomes' consistency is really like it's not talked about enough because this is something we might not ever see again. You know, just going to the AFC Championship game year after year. That's something we haven't seen in a like very long time. Now I know
He's great, bro.
Tom Brady's a goat. He's the goat and all that, no question. But he never made it to the AFC Championship game 6 years in a row. That's a long time, and that shows like he's very consistent. His team is very consistent, and
Patrick is good. Just that man is really good. That man, the receivers was just showing this just complete boo boo the beginning of the year or the whole season. Patrick Mahomes is just that quarterback that just makes everyone good. And he just showed that whatever he did, if he's on that if he's the quarterback of that team, he's going to get you where he wants you to be. And he just this greatness, bro. He's definitely going to be a top 10 quarterback at the end of his career, bro. Shoot, I'm probably top 5, but I'm just going to say top 10 for right now.
I think he has a chance. He has a chance to be the greatest quarterback of all time. If we're being honest, he has a chance. Now, yes, he doesn't have the Super Bowls yet, but he has 2 of them already. He has 2, and he's still young. He's like what 26, 27?
26, 27, I think 27, 28.
Yeah, he's still fairly young, so he still has time in his career to claim the main prize. Do I think he'll get 7? I'm gonna say this. If he keeps playing like he is now at a very high level for like the next 10 years, then yes. Now, obviously, his athleticism is gonna drop off severely as he gets older, but he still has a great arm, and he can still make those.
I don't think that matters, bro. Bro, Peyton Manning, Tom Brady, they was unathletic as
yeah.
I don't know what, bro. They don't have to. You don't gotta be mobile, bro. If you could still throw a cannon, bro,
yeah,
you still be elite.
Like Joe Flacco, for example. Like Joe Flacco.
Oh
Joe
God, Joe
Flacco, for
Flacco came
example,
out the
he
couch.
came out. He
Came out
came
the
from his
couch.
home and came in. Basically, I'm not. Well, yeah, he basically saved the Browns season. Cause why? Because he has a cannon for an arm. It may not. He may not be the. I'm not gonna say he's not accurate, but he may not be the most accurate. But he has a cannon. He could throw the ball down the field, and as long as you got that cannon, you could throw the ball down the field. You can complete passes.
Fact.
You're gonna be in the league for a very very long time.
Like, check this out. Check this out. Like, unlike that's what a great quarterback is. You know, quarterbacks like Drew Brees, Peyton Manning, Tom Brady. You don't see them scramble. You do not see them scramble unless they trying to get away from the sack. You know, and they was old as I don't know what when they won like their last championships or so. So like, be if you know how to read defenses, like the reason why Drew Brees and Peyton Manning and all of them were just so elite is because they could read the defense. They know when the receivers run out to the field, they already know where they're throwing it to. They don't have to scramble, try to run out, try to find somewhere to throw it to. They know where the receiver is going to run to. And when they know where the receiver is going to run to, they're going to place the ball in their hands, man. And if you have a cannon and you have that accuracy, there's no need for running. You know, Peyton Manning one of the most unathletic not receivers quarterbacks in the whole universe in the NFL history. You know, but him with his greatness, with his arm, with his smartness. Because one thing about Peyton Manning, that man was just complete smart. That man know how to read defense. He was as smart as I don't know what. So, and Patrick Mahomes is going to be another one like that. Yeah, you got to scramble to get away from the sacks, but if you know how to read defense, and if you have an arm, and you know how, and if you have accuracy, there's no need for running, man. There's no need for
Yeah.
running unless you're gonna run away from the sack. And I low key might say that I might get hate for this, but I think if Mahomes win another ring, I'm putting him over Rodgers, bro. If Mahomes win another ring, I'm putting him over Rodgers, bro. Because like, yeah, why not? You know, I mean, yeah, Rodgers got 4 MVPs, or he got four. He got 4 MVPs, right? How many
Yeah,
he
he has
got?
four.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he got 4 MVPs.
because
Yeah,
he
sure,
won the
but like,
last one in 2021, right? As the last MVP he
yeah,
won. Yeah.
2021. Yeah, I'm gonna put if Mahomes win another ring, I'm putting him over Rodgers. I mean, like, why not? You know what I mean? Like more rings, consistent in the AFC, and like winning Super Bowls. You know what I mean? Yeah, I got more MVPs, but I'm telling you, Mahomes got another or two MVPs in him. So if he wins this next ring, coming out in the next three weekends, if he's in that Super Bowl and he wins again, I'm telling you, I'm putting him over Rodgers, bro. And then again, if he wins another ring, I'm gonna put him higher and higher. You know, Mahomes is just great, bro. And I just gotta understand that, man. I don't like him like that, but you can't
Yeah,
disrespect his greatness, bro.
you might get some hate for that. I ain't gonna lie. You gonna put him over?
I'm sorry, bro. I'm sorry. Yeah, I gotta put him over Rodgers. Why not, bro? Y'all, I don't understand. Why wouldn't y'all put him over Rodgers? What did Rodgers do over Mahomes that Mahomes didn't do? I don't understand. What was different, bro? I don't understand. You know, Rodgers. Yes, he was a great. The main thing y'all gonna say is that Rodgers had no help. I'm gonna tell y'all why y'all gonna say that. Y'all gonna say he has no help, but tell me why y'all ain't had no help. He had Devontae Adams, bro. And he averaged like 1,000 yards every season. Mahomes had one of the worst
Even
seasons in his
before
career. This is his
that,
first
even before that, before Devontae Adams, he had Jordy Nelson, he had Greg Jennings, he had Donald Drive. Those are some really, really good receivers. Back in his early years with the Packers, even before Devontae
That's
Adams.
what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. I don't understand what the point of people putting. I mean, I'm not saying now. I'm saying I'm gonna wait till Mahomes win another ring. Like the greatness and the people that Mahomes went against was just legendary. You know, I mean, yeah, he went against Tom Brady in the Super Bowl. Of course, he lost. You know, and that's what they're gonna hold for Mahomes. They're gonna be like Mahomes never beat a veteran quarterback or so. And they're going to put that in his head for the rest of his career. But then again, Rodgers didn't beat Brady in the NFC Championship when he was on the Bucs. So y'all really can't tell me that Mahomes ain't going to be great, bro. Y'all cannot lie, bro. And I'm probably going to get a bunch of hate for that, but I'll be fine. I'll be fine. I'll survive. I'll survive.
All right, so before we close this out, I wanna hear your predictions on the AFC net and NFC championship game. So for the
All
NFC,
right.
AFC
Oh,
we got the Ravens and the Chiefs. So who are you going for? Who you think gonna win?
so I just talked about this earlier. The main reason why I want the Ravens to win because I don't want to see Taylor Swift in the Super Bowl. So Lamar Jackson, if you're hearing this, it was our last hope, bro. It was our last hope. And
I'm
then
going.
I don't
I'm
care
going for the
for
Ravens. This because Lamar from Florida, so I support Lamar. So, but I think the Ravens, they have a chance to. They have a great chance of beating the Chiefs. Now, don't ever count out Mahomes. I'm not counting out Mahomes, but right now, I think offense. Yeah, yes, the Chiefs. You always got that Mahomes and Kelsey duo. You always got that. But outside of Kelsey, I mean, yes,
you got
you got
Rice, bro.
you
Rasheed
got
Rice, bro.
Rice, you got
Rasheed Rice is
Pacheco,
tough.
you got what's his name? Valdez Scantley, you got him. But compared to the Ravens
Bro,
offense, I mean you got Odell, you got Zay Flowers, you got Rasheed Bateman. And
I
they
would
just
even
picked up Dalvin Cook just a couple weeks ago. They signed him.
But I wouldn't even say the offense will kill them. I just think it's the defense. That
Yeah.
Ravens defense didn't let nobody score in that Houston squad. The only touchdown Houston scored was a punt return. They didn't let the Houston even when they was playing. They was tied in the halftime. The Ravens defense didn't let the Houston Texans touch the end zone and only let them kick a field goal one time. And that offense and that Houston offense played good against the Browns. They dominated the Browns. So just like I just think like it's gonna be the Ravens defense to get them through the Chiefs. So
Mm-hmm.
I just think it's the defense. That's why I say the Ravens will win. Will it be a close game? Yeah, it will be. But I just think that it's going to really come down to the defense, because Mahomes and Kelsey, you got to learn how to stop them. And the Bills definitely showed they couldn't do it, but then again, they didn't have no defenders or so. But can't wait for this weekend for sure.
All
Cannot
right,
wait.
and we got the 49ers and the Lions. So you got. I feel like this game could really go either way.
It can go either
It could
way.
really go either
I'm gonna
way.
say I'm gonna say which ways it can go both ways, and I'm gonna tell you how it will go if I pick each way. For the Lions side, I just think the Lions
Cause the
offense
Lions
with Jared.
they just picked up Zach Ertz today. Well, not today. A couple days ago they
Yeah,
signed Zach
yeah.
Ertz.
I really think it just depends on the run game. This is the first time the Lions is going to be outside in the playoffs. So we don't know if it's going to rain. We don't know if it's going to be a thunderstorm. There's going to be snowy, etc. So this is the first time the Lions are going to be outside. They ain't going to be in their dome no more. So it
Mm.
all depends on that run game, and it all depends on Jared Goff being accurate. And because you have Fred Warner as that linebacker, he's going to be coming at you in so many ways, So you got to be able to read that defense when that man's coming at you. And as long as David Montgomery and Jameer Gibbs gets the ball and they run the ball and they give it to Amon St. Brown, I think the Lions have a huge chance. But I really think I'm nervous though because that 49ers defense, especially when you got Fred Warner and all of them other key like Wart and all of them. When you have those key defensive players, it's going to be hard to score on them. But I think it just depends on that run game, and just Jared Goff just has to. I mean, he has to read the defense. He has to read whenever Fred Warner's going to come up close to him. You got to learn when to throw the ball, and you got to know when to not take a sack. So on the 49ers side, I feel like this game really just shows if Purdy's going to show out like as a quarterback or so. This going to actually shows like this is going to be like an average defense, though. So this shows that Purdy has to actually know how to throw the ball without Deebo Samuel, because I have a feeling that Deebo Samuel might not come back. But
Yeah.
as long as he has that run game with CMC and you still got that great tie in, if George Kittle can still block, the 49ers have a great chance. And plus they're home, so it can go. It literally can go either way. But who I want to win is definitely the Lions because the 49ers was in the Super Bowl and the NFC Championship for so many years, and I want the Lions to get their first ever Super Bowl appearance. So it'll be really special to see that. So just want to see that to be exciting.
Yeah, like I said, I feel like this game could go either way on the 49ers side. Yeah, I don't. I also have a feeling that Debo might not play, but you still got CMC, you still got George Kittle, and you got Brandon Ayuk. You still got most of your offensive. You still got
I
most of
forgot
your
about Brandon Ayuk. I'm
You
tripping.
still got most of your offensive weapons on the team. So, but like you said, the Lions, they got Jameer Gibbs, they got David Montgomery, they got a great running game. They got Amon-Ra St. Brown. They still got they got that tight end Sam Laporta. So this game could really go either
Porter
way. But like you said, in order for the Lions to win, Jared Goff must be accurate with his throws, and he has to read the defense.
got to,
But
got to,
and
gotta read it.
basically this game, I don't think the Lions can't afford to make a mistake in this game against the 49ers. That's a very
No,
defense.
can't.
They can't afford to make not even one mistake, no fumbles, no interceptions, no nothing. And I think also with the penalties too. Because another reason why that game was so close, the Lions had a lot of penalties against the Bucks. That's
Oh
why that game
yeah,
they'd have a lot of penalties, so they have to watch that too. The false starts and all that. So I think this game could go either way, but I feel like the 49ers, they're the better team overall. So
yeah. I'll say that.
With Debo Samuel, they're the better team overall. But now they're down basically like I don't they're down their best player, first or second best player with Debo Samuel. So this game could really go either way. I really don't know who to pick, but I'm gonna say the 49ers. I'm gonna say the 49ers
Gonna
has it.
see,
I'm
gonna
gonna say the
see,
49ers has this game in hand.
gonna see.
But we'll
But like I
see.
said, I
We'll see
want the
on
Lions
Sunday.
to win. But like I said, we just have to see. So that's all I have to say. I'm just excited. And that determines who the Super Bowl going to be in. We'll definitely have another talk about the Super Bowl this year. Can't wait, man. Cannot wait.
But yeah, I have one more question real quick. So you know how the NFL where you could sign players during like before the playoffs or even during the playoffs. Do you think they should do that in the NBA as well?
Before sign players, they can't do that.
In the NBA, no, they can't do that. No,
You can't sign players like before the playoffs or so.
no,
Really,
yeah,
really.
you can't.
Wow.
You can do it in the NFL, but I haven't seen anyone try to do it like in the NBA before the playoffs. So do you like
Bit,
besides like the trade deadline? That's it. I mean, you can make a
oh,
trade. You can make a trade before and like.
well, what about the 10 day contracts they was doing? They can't do that before the
You
playoffs.
can give out 10 day. I'm just saying like should you like sign
Like, oh, you like
yeah
sign? Oh, like sign
yeah
them?
like sign a player
Um,
yeah.
I really it just depends. You just gotta. It really determines on like you if you just sign a player in the middle of the season. How do you know that this person is worth the money? You know what I mean? Like, how would you know that Isaiah Thomas? Y'all about to go to the playoffs, and you sign. Let's get another backup point guard. How would you know Isaiah Thomas is going to go off in the playoffs? How do you know he's going to play a
Oh
lead in
wait,
the playoffs?
actually, I think you can't do that. Cause remember the Lakers they signed Tristan Thompson like before. Was it before
Yeah, 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 yeah,
they
yeah.
signed? I
Yeah,
think
you can.
they signed him before. Was it like before the playoffs started or after the first
Yeah, it
round
was
or something
probably
like
the
that?
before. Cause he was like, he don't.
Yeah,
Yeah,
cause
yeah. I knew
I
you. I
forgot the
knew.
Lakers they signed Tristan Thompson and someone else. I forgot.
But yeah, either way, I mean, like, I wouldn't even want to sign a new player for the playoffs because you wouldn't even know how the person's going to play. Like Tristan
Yeah.
Thompson, I didn't even know he was playing until like somebody made a meme on it or so like that. So I wouldn't want to sign a player, like actually sign, give him a deal, and be like, all right, you're playing next week. Get ready, go to practice, automatically in the playoffs. So, but either way, you can go both ways, but they can do it anyway. So,
Mhm.
would it even matter? But yeah,
But yeah, that's just something I want to ask because the line, like I said, they just signed Zach Ertz, and that's something you really don't see in the NBA for real. The teams signing players like before the playoffs start. So like, say like for
fact.
example, like you know the Sixers, Tyrese Maxey gets hurt, and before like right before the playoffs, literally like right before the playoffs. So and say like they sign like you know John Wall for example, John Wall. Now,
Yeah.
obviously for the Sixers, Tyrese Maxey, that's a big loss because that's their second leading scorer behind Embiid. But John Wall, I think he still got something left in him. Yes, it didn't work out with the Clippers with him being the point guard, but I still think he has some. I think he can still be like a good backup guard in the league, one of the best backup point
Him
guards in
and
the league.
Kimball Walker.
Yeah,
Kimball Walker needs another chance too. I like Kimball Walker too. He deserves another chance too. He never got the shine because he was in the Hornets this whole career. So
yeah.
I really wish Kimball Walker can get another chance too. For
And they
sure.
never really like tried to build around Kemba. Really, they only made the playoffs.
Exactly, bro.
They only made the playoffs like what, one time when Kemba was on that
One time.
2016.
That's it.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
they almost did beat the Heat too. I think that series went to 7 or 6. I think it was 7. That series went to 7.
Probably.
They
Yeah.
almost
With the
beat the
seven.
Heat. But yeah, that's just something
That's
I
what I'm
want.
saying.
That's just something I want to ask because that's not something you really see in the NBA. Teams
Yeah.
signing
True.
players like before the playoffs start because you see it happen more in the NFL than the NBA.
Yeah. Facts.
But yeah. But all
Yeah.
right, I
True.
think
Yeah. It doesn't be much.
that's gonna wrap up this episode. So I appreciate you joining as usual, bro. I appreciate it.
Yes, sir, man.
Um,
Appreciate you letting me join on here, man. For real.
yeah, of course. Now I'm excited for this weekend for the AFC and NFC championship games, and I'm excited to see what else goes on in the league, especially with the trade deadline coming up soon. Gonna see a lot of players being moved, but um, yeah, that's basically gonna wrap up this episode, man.
Yes, sir, man. Like I said, man, I can't wait, man. And definitely cannot wait to do the next podcast and talk about the AFC/NFC games and who we think that's going to win the Super Bowl 58.